Life with Jesus is boring. Or is it? Before giving my life to Jesus in 2024, I believe that kind of lifestyle is boring and simply too much. I thought that becoming a Christian meant trading in your personality. The humor, the music, the fashion, fun, all of it, for a quiet life of rules. But what I discovered instead will shock you. Here's what nobody tells you about life with Jesus. Recently, I saw a video where a famous Croatian celebrity, Ella Dvornik, said that being a believer is easier than being an unbeliever. Take a look.
Je li lakše biti vjernik ili nevjernik?
Mislim da je lakše biti vjernik zato što smatram da je vjera dobra za određene ljude jer ih drži pod kontrolom.
And I thought, interesting. Of course, no hate to her at all. I loved her honesty and I love the 5 Minutes Left podcast, but I don't think that's true. And I want to tell you why in hope to debunk all misconceptions people have about following Christ. The thing is, whether you're religious or not, everyone lives by something. We all have a law to follow. And if we're lucky, we have something that at least acts as a moral compass. The obvious question here was never if you have rules. The question is, what rules are you choosing to live by? Honestly, this is one of many reasons I believe that Bible wasn't written by a man, a human. Think about this. If a human wrote it and it were purely a product of someone's imagination, they would have made the rules easier, way easier for all of us. Instead, what we got is deny yourself, deny your flesh, pick up your daily cross and follow me. That's not a book written to make us feel comfortable. That is a holy book written to be true. I would be straight on lying to you if I told you that following Jesus is easy. Being a believer and being a Christian is hard. It's a battle against the enemy, the flesh, and sin every single day. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend it's otherwise or that everything is cupcakes and rainbows all the time. But I would be a bad friend and an even worse sister in Christ if I didn't tell you about the gain. The reward you get from following Jesus is better than any pleasures of the body I had to give up. I gave up the things that didn't serve my soul and that didn't do me good at all. And I gave it up because he died in order for me and for you to be free. And I know some of you might be thinking, ugh, another Christian telling me what to do. That's not what I'm trying to do here. But I have to tell you that our job as Christians is not to convince people, because we can't. You can't force someone into believing something they obviously don't want to believe in. Maybe they're not ready to listen. But it's our job to tell people. Tell people about Jesus, spread the good word, and leave the rest to God because He is the one shaping our hearts. If you're a Christian watching this video, it's also important to understand something I learned the hard way. And that is that you won't be able to reach everyone every time you preach the gospel. And not everybody is on fire for Jesus like you might be, which is more than fine. It's all a part of a bigger picture. And just another way of showing that God's kingdom is real. That's all I'm going to say. Which leads me to my next point, that Christianity is often misrepresented, and I can understand why people think it's just a bunch of rules. Unfortunately, there are people out there who call themselves Christian, but they use faith as abuse or manipulation. Some of them might not be doing this on purpose, but it's wicked. And it breaks my heart. It makes me mad for those who are, because that is not what being a true follower of Christ really is. We are all imperfect beings of sinful nature, and we should correct each other with love and kindness when we make a mistake, because we love Jesus Christ so much, and not because we want to make someone else feel bad or make them think that we are better than them. Judging others because they are sinning differently than we would gives Christians a bad rep. When you go about it that way, it really gives us a bad reputation. Now, if Christianity isn't just a set of rules, what is it exactly? It's about different kind of freedom. We naturally get uncomfortable by giving up what's comfortable. I get that. But nobody is asking you to give up your freedom. God literally loved us so much that He gave us free will. So the question isn't if you have freedom, it's again, what kind of freedom you're choosing. So might as well choose something that gives you blank. And I know how this sentence ends. I'll get back to that in a second. But I used to think it ended with less fun, less joy. But we were wrong about that also. Because here's what actually happened when I started following Jesus. Peace. I got peace like no other, hands down. I used to be exhausted by people, by my general anxiety disorder, by trying to control everything. Now I just crave and enjoy stillness. I've truly never been more at rest. I genuinely just want to mind my own business and stay away from other people's chaos. But that doesn't mean that I will turn my back to a person in need. So back to my sentence, to not leave you hanging, choose something that gives you a chance to bring out your best dance moves, because worship music gets you lit. It hits different, for real. If this is resonating with you so far, hang in there because the best part is coming. And if you're new here, I make videos about faith, identity, and Christian self-improvement. So subscribe if that's your vibe. It would mean a world to me. And now let's get back to the video. Can I be honest? Following Jesus didn't make my life boring at all. It removed all the chaos and it's changed what I found exciting. So I was able to redirect my energy. Suddenly, every drama became uninteresting. Deep talks and genuine connections became more exciting than ever. Growth became even more important in every aspect of my life. And knowing God, wanting to learn more about Him, became one of the most important, interesting, and heartwarming experiences of all of them. We naturally assume, because God asks us to deny ourselves, life with Him must become boring or even smaller. And I used to think that too. But denying your flesh doesn't make your life smaller. It makes your soul bigger. I've already said that Christianity is hard, but joy feels different when you're following Jesus. It's steadier, it's deeper, and it doesn't disappear when things fall apart. And now I'm just grateful to have a small community of people who love Jesus, people who enjoy improving themselves for God's kingdom, because trust me, those people are hard to find. Having you to share these thoughts with is truly the best thing ever. If there's anything you take away from today's video, let it be this. Christianity doesn't remove fun, joy, and excitement from your life. Not only does it increase it, but it changes where you're looking for it in the first place. Everything you did before Jesus, hopefully minus the sinning, you can do with Him also. You can still listen to music, you can still have humor, love fashion, and have fun. Jesus just changes how you're looking at it and where you're looking for it. He didn't take away all these things from me either, but He took the exhaustion, He took the anxiety I'm fully free of. He took the need to prove myself to everyone, and He gave me peace instead. And there's not a part of me that would ever trade that. We made it to the end of this video, and I hope you enjoyed listening to it as much as I enjoyed making it. If you've ever felt that following God meant giving up everything, comment down below, because I read every single one, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.